For 20 years, they stepped over Samuel Grant like he was part of the floor tiles. They cracked jokes behind his back, waved him off with thoughtless, "Hey, man," and never once asked his full name. Not until the day he walked into the boardroom, took a seat at the head of the table, and fired every last one of them. Nobody at Silver Pine Systems in Mesa, Arizona looked twice at Sam. He was just the janitor. Always there by the vending machines, mopping before the sun came up, quietly pushing his yellow cart down row after row of cubicles while everyone else powered through emails or clocked out without a word. He had no title, no recognition. No one ever said, "Good morning, Mr. Grant." Some called him Sammy, others forgot he had a name at all. One manager even spilled coffee on purpose once, smirking as he walked away with a chuckling in turn and called out, "Hey, you missed a spot." Sam didn't argue. He just cleaned it up, face blank. But it stung. Every night from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., 6 nights a week, Sam showed up. Same navy jumpsuit, same calm rhythm. He didn't eat in the break room, didn't chat with the night staff, didn't take days off. Even the building's badge scanner seemed tired of him. But no one saw the man behind the mop. Once upon a time, he had built radios with his bare hands, rewired garage doors for neighbors, even taught a community college class in basic electronics. But life had hit back hard. A bad investment. A cousin who stole everything he'd saved. A son he hadn't spoken to in over a decade. And after his wife died, Sam stopped talking altogether. He worked. He watched. And he listened. He heard it all, the glass clinks in the executive lounge, the late-night whispers between board members, the careless complaints of burnt-out junior analysts who forgot someone was in the room. One time, he overheard a director say, "Man, if I owned this place, I'd gut the whole ops team." The irony made Sam smile. The office wasn't cold in temperature, always a comfortable 72, but it was emotionally arctic. People walked past Sam like he was invisible. He once found a set of engraved cufflinks, real gold. Initials DJ, left on a bathroom sink. He turned them in without a note. Later that same day, a VP passed by and muttered, "Man, you people never quit, huh?" Sam didn't flinch. He didn't report it. He just kept cleaning. Because while everyone else saw a man with a mop, Sam saw the building's DNA, its routines, its decay, its cracks. And over time, he learned its weaknesses. Patience was Sam's strongest asset. He'd learned to move slow ever since his failed trucking business had left him with nothing but a beat-up Ford and a mountain of debt. As he cleaned boardrooms and emptied recycling bins, he paid attention to the human hierarchy, who everyone deferred to, who was careless with logins, who had loose lips after happy hour. Sometimes, during his break, he'd sit in the supply closet and scribble notes into a small leather notebook. Not full sentences, just dates, percentages, initials. Quiet math. Strategy. Then came the spark. One night, while wiping down the glass wall of the executive lounge, he overheard two board members talking mergers, buyouts, and internal instability. Their voices weren't hushed. Why would they be? The janitor wouldn't understand. But Sam understood every word. That night, he went home and stared at the empty rack where he used to stack newspapers. Long gone now. But he remembered how intimidated he used to feel flipping through the financial section. Not anymore. The next week, he called the only man he trusted, Walter Boone, an old friend from Alabama who now worked as a discreet financial consultant. They hadn't spoken in decades, but Walter owed Sam a life debt, and when they met at a truck stop diner outside Tucson, Walter listened as Sam laid out the first threads of his plan. "You want to buy into the company?" Walter asked. "Not me," Sam replied. "A name you're gonna help me create." They formed a small LLC, Mesa Rock Partners, with Walter as the face. Sam sold his land, his truck, cashed out an old insurance policy. Nothing flashy. Just enough to quietly buy a fraction of Silver Pine's shares on the private equity market. No one noticed. It was silent. Slow. But that bucket of silence tipped over quicker than expected. It happened during a hot Tuesday night in June. Sam's mop bucket caught the corner of a door frame, and soapy water splashed across the polished tile outside conference room, bright in front of a half-dozen mid-level execs rehearsing an investor pitch. "Jesus, Sammy," barked David Jarrell, one of the louder VPs. "Can you not ruin the floor for once?" Sam said nothing, just bent down and cleaned. "This is why you people don't move up," Jarrell sneered, already turning back to his slides. Sam went home and circled Gerald in his notebook. That was the moment it became personal. He sold his wife's wedding ring the next week. Moved into a shoebox studio. Every paycheck after that went straight into Mesa Rock Partners. Walter helped him set up 2 more LLCs, Granite Echo Holdings and Sunvale Trust, each designed to fly under the radar. By December, Sam's quiet firms owned nearly 3% of the company. Still, no one noticed. Silver Pine was expanding. A second office in Tempe. Quarterly reports full of promise. Nobody looked at the fine print of equity shifts, especially not from low-profile shell companies that never requested board access or made waves. But Sam watched everything. That winter, he started attending shareholder meetings. Quietly. In the back row. Reading glasses on, notebook in hand. He never spoke. Just took notes. He was there when Gerald gave a talk on humble leadership and employee empathy. Sam didn't laugh. He just wrote the date beside Gerald's name. By the end of the next year, Sam's holdings hit 14%. Still anonymous. Then came the final insult. It was a Friday night. The building was almost empty. Most of the staff were at a leadership retreat in Sedona. 2 junior marketing staffers walked into the break room as Sam wiped down the counters. "I swear, that janitor's shoes look like a raccoon chewed through," one snorted. "Bet he doesn't even have a bank account," the other said, sipping LaCroix. They didn't see him standing by the vending machine. They wouldn't have cared if they did. That night, Sam didn't clean. He sat on a supply crate for 2 hours, staring at the wall. Then he called Walter. "We're speeding things up," he said. "I want in that boardroom by the end of next year." Over the next 6 months, Sam moved fast. He opened 3 more LLCs through Walter, each in a different name, registered in different states. They purchased shares quietly, methodically. By August, his holdings hit 19%. By October, they crossed 31%. In December, 49%. That's when someone finally noticed. A junior analyst in compliance flagged similar buy patterns from multiple LLCs. She raised a red flag. Walter called Sam, voice low. "They're sniffing around. They don't know it's you. Yet." "I'm done hiding," Sam said. "Let's finish this." He drafted full legal disclosures over the weekend. Combined ownership. Clean audit trail. Verified signatures. On Monday morning, he walked into Silver Pine Tech not in his janitor uniform but in a tailored Navy suit. The receptionist didn't recognize him. "I need this delivered to the board before their 10 a.m. meeting," he said, placing the envelope on the desk. By noon, Olivia Kemp, the CEO, was in a full-blown panic. Who the hell was Samuel Grant? Why did a former janitor now own 51% of Silver Pine? Everything was legal. Everything airtight. At 1:15 p.m. Sam returned. No back entrance this time. No mop. He took the executive elevator to the top floor. When he walked into the boardroom, every face turned white. "I'm not here to be congratulated," Sam said, placing a folder on the table. Inside, for termination letters. David Gerald was first. "You forgot my name for 2 decades, Sam said quietly. "But I never forgot yours." Gerald opened his mouth, but no words came. Sam turned to the board. "These 4 individuals no longer represent the values this company needs. Their actions, while never documented, have shaped a toxic culture of disrespect that ends today." He didn't raise his voice. He didn't gloat. He just told the truth. And nobody had anything to say. Kemp tried to object. "This is highly irregular." "What's irregular?" Sam cut in. "Is pretending to care about people while ignoring the very ones who keep your lights on." One by one, he dismissed the toxic executives. Then he turned to the rest of the board and said, "Now I start fixing what you all ignored for far too long." He didn't need applause. He just needed change. Within a week, he requested a full audit of hiring practices, contractor treatment, and complaints that had been buried for years. He promoted people who had been overlooked, like Roy Tanaka, the longtime maintenance supervisor who trained half the night crew. Sam raised janitorial pay by 20%. He introduced feedback systems for frontline workers. Shared lunch spaces. Mandatory listening sessions for all directors. He never asked for recognition. He never gave a speech. He just kept showing up. Quiet. Present. Watching. A year later, he stepped down from daily operations. He handed voting power to Leah Methusa Jr., accountant who always greeted him by name even when no one else did. He didn't want a throne. He wanted someone who would listen. Sam left quietly. No ceremony. No portrait. Just a single note tucked in Leah's drawer. Power isn't about being seen. It's about seeing what others miss and doing something about it. In the Silver Pine break room, they eventually hung a photo. Sam mopping the lobby. Headphones in. Smiling. Next to it, a plaque. The man who paid attention. Sam never returned to the building. He spent his time volunteering at a community garden and tutoring math at the local library. No one there knew who he was. And that's exactly how he wanted it.